Page 4. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye Joda Soge Chonana, Chanjo Bado Dane Gyapsushi, Dage Soge Chonamge, Tola Benje Sangye Dubarasho. Sangye Joda Soge Chonana, Chanjo Bado Dane Gyapsushi, Dage Soge Chonamge. Dola Benjura Sangye Dubarasho, Sangye Choda Soge Chonamda, Chanju Badu Dane Gyapsuchi, Dage Jin Soge Betsonamge, Dola Benjura Sangye Dubarasho, Sangye Choda Soge Chonamda, Chanju Badu Dane Gyapsuchi, Dage Jin Soge Betsonamge, Dola Benjura Sangye Dubarasho. Echam chayo niroda evam vati mahashramanaya svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesham tathagato yavata tesham chayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaya svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesham tathagato yavatat tesham chayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaya svaha. All phenomena arise in causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well as taught by the great seer. Deyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswatyata. Okay, this afternoon we will do the Bodhicitta, the teaching on Bodhicitta. Bodhisattva Shantideva, in his book, Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, what Bodhisattva Shantideva equated was that he equated the Bodhicitta and the gold-making elixir. Imagine, so in the olden days, what is believed is that there was the solution, chemical, there's a solution. You apply the solution to the ordinary metals, and the metals, they turn into gold. So although the metals which are to be dumped, which are useless to be dumped in garbage, but because of this coming in contact with the solution, chemical gold-making elixir solution, it turns gold. Likewise, the body that we have, the speech that we have, and the mind that we have, the body, speech, mind that we have, the body that we have is really very contaminated. Our body, it is prone to sickness, aging, death, and all these problems are associated with the body. Believe it or not, all the problems that we have, most of the problems, they're somehow related to the body. And then the speech that we have is it's so much of flaws. It has so much of flaws. It can create so much of problem with other people with speech. And the mind is so defiled, can easily become angry, then anything which the attachment, anger, jealousy, competitiveness, fear, all these undesirable things are associated with the mind. And yet the true nature of mind is so pure. It's so pure, it cannot be affected by any external factors, but the mind that we see now is so contaminated, so defiled, and this is a problem. But these three things, what we have is the body, speech, and mind. These three things, although they are very defiled, very contaminated, however contaminated they are, when they come in contact, like the ordinary metal, when they come in contact with the gold-making elixir, and the metal turns gold. Likewise, when these three things come in contact with the Bodhicitta, gold-making elixir like Bodhicitta, all these three things become the Buddha's body, Buddha's mind, and the Buddha's speech, which is so precious. So therefore, the body that we have, which is so contaminated, it has so much of limitations. When it comes in contact with the Bodhicitta, and then because of the Bodhicitta, it makes this body, speech, mind to go from
en sorte que notre corps, parole et esprit, on arrive vers gâté pas, la sang gâté pas des soirs. Donc le point du paragate, le corps que nous avons, pour le moment, le paragate du Mahayana, pas les autres véhicules, mais pour le véhicule Mahayana, donc avant même de tendre l'éveil, donc le corps qui est sujet à la souffrance, etc. Si on le coupe, on coupe, par exemple, il y a du sang qui coule.
Cuts your body, instead of pain, you feel the bliss. This is the Paragati level. Then Bodhisattva level, nobody can even touch. Touch meaning it can affect your body. Your body is so powerful, nothing can really affect your body, and your body can manifest yourself in innumerable emanations and so forth. And the speech is so pleasant. It is described to have the 60 qualities, the speech, and the mind of omniscience. So this is what we achieve when we become Buddha. And how we become Buddha is because of the Bodhicitta. So the Bodhicitta, when the body, speech, and mind that we have, very ordinary, when it meets with the Bodhicitta, when they meet with the Bodhicitta, then the body, speech, and mind, they become so pure. So this is something so precious. So naturally, when you see that there's the gold-making elixir, gold-making solution, how much value that we feel towards gold-making elixir, how much value we feel is so valuable, or we feel it, okay, it's so valuable because this gold-making elixir can make any useless the metal into gold, which is so precious. Likewise, this Bodhicitta is the one which makes this useless body, speech, mind into the most valuable, priceless, the the body, speech, mind of the enlightened being. So therefore, this Bodhicitta is so precious. And in the monastic universities, how many of you have been to the monastic universities, Sera, Depung, and then monasteries? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6. In future, if you get a chance, I would very much recommend you to go to one of these 3 monasteries, Sera, Depung, and then monasteries, to see to the debate, how they conduct the debate. And so the inner monasteries where there's a tremendous, incredibly rigorous debate tradition of the study of emptiness and so forth. Say at the end of the debate, how do we know that now the debate is coming to an end? For example, say now this group is having a debate. They debate 2 kinds: debate in pairs and in congregation. In group, say the two monks sit as the defender, and then the rest of the group, they are like the debaters. They throw questions to 2 of them. They will defend their position. So the rest, of course, in not just the noise, but you throw your own questions very clearly, and the 2 will defend. And they say, if this is like 1,000 monks, sometimes it can be 1,000 monks, very very senior most to the junior most all together, and 2 of you are sitting for the final Gueshe degree. Or in fact, Gueshe degree, they are issued more. Say all those who are sitting for this year's Gueshe degree, like in some cases 10, they will all sit here, and then the whole monastery is debating against you, right? And amongst them, who are the ones like His Holiness Ganden Rinpoche, the top ranking, the scholar, and the giant Geshes. They're all sitting there, and the former abbots, they're all sitting there. And then say the students, they ask questions to them, and when they defend, they defend it so perfectly, so well. Then the senior monks, the Geshes monks, they will throw the questions, and then still if they defend it so well, then the abbots, they will throw questions. Then they defend so well, then it's all the Ganden Rinpoche, right at the top. So this is how the debate goes on. And then the questions are asked, say, like, so 1 hour for the one class, and the next class another 1 hour. This is how it moves up. How do we know that the debate will come to an end? How do we know? So generally we know that in terms of timing, when it's a big debate, sometimes it may go till like 11 p.m., 12 a.m., sometimes 1 a.m. even. It can go like this. And then generally speaking, how the monks precisely know that the debate is coming to an end? Say, usually all the ones who start the debate, they come up with a very precise question. If the question is very philosophical, then okay, still the debate is going, right? Finally, usually what happens is that somebody from the junior most, so it starts from the junior most to the senior most. It goes progressively higher classes. And then finally, suddenly if a junior one gets up to start the debate, which means that the debate is coming to an end. So the very junior one will come and they ask a question usually related to the Bodhicitta. Right? The moment the question related to Bodhicitta is asked at that point, then all the monks, they know that now the debate is coming to an end. Everybody will sit up and they reflect on the word which this monk threw. For example, see this word which I shared with you is in Tibetan, it is Segyuzi. So it says that Segyuzi, having obtained this defiled body, speech, and mind, like the gold making elixir turning the ordinary metal into gold, likewise this body, speech, and mind, when meet with the Bodhicitta, will turn into the priceless body, speech, and mind of the Buddha. Who a wise person on this earth will not cherish this Bodhicitta? This is a beautiful verse. So the young monks start they throw this question, and even the answerers, even the defenders, they will sit very properly. They will go to meditation on Bodhicitta, and all the monks, they will sit up properly,
and they'll all go into deep contemplation, into meditation, bodhicitta. This is beautiful exercise. Okay, so this is bodhicitta, which is so precious, so precious. So this bodhicitta, it says that the same of what we have been discussing from the last, no, 2 days, 7 days, right? I was about to say last 2 months. Okay, it's the last 2 days. Okay, amazing. In 2 days, so much is covered. Wow. Okay, so say the bodhicitta, just see if what I'm sharing with you is true or not. That what we dislike is we dislike all the dissatisfactions. Dissatisfactions, they take the form of the fear. Fear, dissatisfaction, to a great extent is known as fear, right? You are not happy with meeting with say the tragedies, and yet you see the prospect of the tragedies befalling on you. So there's a fear. You're getting it? So what we dislike is fear. In other words, dissatisfaction and fear. What we like is happiness. So how we started the study class was be kind to yourself and be wisely kind to yourself. First, be kind to yourself. But what do you mean by be kind to yourself? When I say be kind to yourself, which means that do what you want. Give all the benefits that you want. What benefits do I want? I want to be free from the fear. I want the maximum happiness. Do you agree with me or not? Do you agree with me? If you're able to get rid of all the fears, one. If you're able to get the maximum happiness, this is what everybody seeks. You agree with me or not? Right? Okay. This is what we have to really explore. We have likes and dislikes. What do you like? I like maximum happiness. What do you dislike? I dislike all the fears and dissatisfactions. Right? If this is what comes to the consummation, if you complete with this accomplishment, that you're freed of all the fears and you get the maximum happiness, this is the final goal of your life. You getting it? Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. If this is what you agree with me, then the question is whether or not this is possible, whether or not you can get rid of all the fears, whether or not you can get the maximum happiness. This is the question. You getting it? Okay. Now the fear, we see that say the fear is grounded on the miseries, fear, and so forth, grounded on the self-grasping ignorance. When the self-grasping ignorance, when that is going rid off, all the fears dissolve. So what will help us to get rid of this self-grasping ignorance? What will help us to get rid of self-grasping ignorance? Wisdom of emptiness. Very good. So the wisdom of emptiness is the one which is the most fearless mind in this universe. Don't forget it. Okay, how many of us here in our life we came through the situation of fear? Raise your hands. Whether in dream, whether in waking state, in your life, fear. Okay. Now, if you really want to get rid of all the fears, fear is a terrible experience that is very corrosive. It corrodes your immune system. It destroys your health. And if the fear lasts for too long, what is known as the trauma, right? All these are the form of fear. So if the fear goes for too long, you can go into depression, deep depression, and the immune system will go down, your health simply will go to zero. Okay, so therefore, what can get rid of all the fears is the wisdom of emptiness. Fear is mental state, and the counter force of the fear is also mental state. If you don't want the fear, if you want to get rid of all forms of fear, right, the final legacy, the final medicine, panacea to get into all the fears is the wisdom of emptiness. So the wisdom of emptiness is the one mind which is most fearless in nature. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Okay. And you have to know how the wisdom of emptiness is the most fearless in nature. You're getting it? You have to learn it. Once you learn it, you have to experience.
Vous la prenez, vous devez l'expérimenter. C'est très important. Ensuite, les j'aime et les j'aime pas. Les j'aime et les j'aime pas. Les j'aime pas, c'est les peurs, etc. Donc pour se débarrasser, c'est laver la vacuité. C'est grâce à laver la vacuité. Laver la vacuité, c'est l'état d'esprit le plus intrépide. Donc si vous voulez vraiment être intrépide, sans peur, en début, en face de n'importe quel type de défi, c'est la vue de la vacuité, c'est le plus important. Vous pouvez la cultiver, n'importe qui peut la cultiver. Et c'est précieux. Donc le Bouddha Shakyamuni, c'est seulement le Bouddha Shakyamuni qui a enseigné cette vue de la vacuité sur cette planète. Tous les autres enseignants avant lui, contemporains à lui, ont renforcé la croyance qu'il y a des choses objectives, etc.
The cause of the fear. Whereas the Buddha Shakyamuni is the first being on this earth who brought this wisdom of emptiness, who brought this the panacea to heal all the fears of life. One. Now what we like, dislike, done. Like, what we like is, I like happiness. How many of you like happiness? We all, right? We all like happiness. What degree of happiness do you want? 10%, 20%, 80%, 90%, if possible 100%, right? If possible 100%. The question is again the same thing. Can you get it? Can you get this happiness? 100% happiness. Okay, don't just say no directly, right? Don't just say no directly, don't say yes directly. Always maintain a very objective state of mind, right? Okay, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. This is how we should approach the reality. I'm not too sure whether it is, there is, or there is not. I'm not sure. Okay, if this is the approach, then we will realize that yes, it is 100% possible. How to acquire 100% happiness. Okay, let's say, I think, which month was that? I think April, yes, April, if I'm not wrong, April. I was invited to give a teaching in one place. There were so many, it was a healing center, and it was, again, a small group, not a big group, and I asked this question. Okay, I'm going to ask the same question to all of us here. My question is, just bring to recollection, recall any moment in your life which was genuinely so happy, memorable moment. Okay, just recall that moment, right? Recall that moment. It can be when you were very young, age 5, 6, 7, 8, when you were age 10, 12, 30, 40, any situation. Just recall a situation where you had an extremely memorable, very genuinely, this word, genuinely, very memorable, happy moment. Okay, anyone who likes to share that moment with us, raise hands very quickly. Because the Bodhicitta, to teach Bodhicitta, what I would say is that to teach Bodhicitta, we can successfully do in 1 week. Very successfully, we can do it 1 week, very extensively. Wisdom of emptiness is amazing. We did so many, we did cover a lot of material in 2 days, right? Wisdom of emptiness, usually it takes like 10, 20, 30 years, not 2 days, 10, 30 years, right? Bodhicitta, I would say that even if we are going to detail explanation of Bodhicitta, in 1 or 2 weeks we can easily cover it up, finish that up. You're getting it? Okay. For that matter, what is required is, okay, one thing that I'd like to share with you here, wisdom of emptiness for the one hand, bodhicitta on the other hand. Wisdom of emptiness is something where, say, the learning and experience. Learning takes a long time and experience very quick. Bodhicitta, learning takes very short time and experience would take a long time. This is bodhicitta. You're getting it? So therefore, for that matter, bodhicitta, we should be as creative, and we should invoke the experiences. And every small experience that you have of the feeling of love and affection, these count. They are so precious. So for that matter, I'd like to invite you to share with us any moment in your life which was genuinely so pleasant in your life, so memorable, happy, memorable, the moment in your life. Okay, just raise your hands. Anyone? Yes, Ocean?
The first time I met His Holiness, I was not practicing Buddhism at this time, and I just met him in Dharamsala, and he smiles to me, and I felt...
Okay, the first meeting with His Holiness, that you had no idea about Buddhism or you are not Buddhist yet, right? And then going to Dharamsala, met His Holiness, and he smiles at you and is so happy. Very good. One. Number two, anyone? Yes, Nico?
When we went to Rajgir with the Root Institute group.
Okay, Rajgir. Say the Rajgir, when we went there together in group, so that was a very memorable, happy day. Good. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone? You don't want to share? Yes, Ola?
It's when I put against me my first child.
The first child you held the first child against you in your towards you. That was the moment you felt so happy. Yes. Anyone else? Okay. Anyone else? You may regret afterwards. Hey, anyone? Okay. So that time, in that place, when I was inviting this question, there's one gentleman. He must be in his early 40s or late 30s. He shared one moment, which is so beautiful, like what Ola shared. He said that the first day, the day he touched the hands of his daughter, who was 1 day old. The day he touched, the first time he touched his daughter's hand when she was, how old? 1 day, just birth, touched. She said that there was a very pleasant feeling in him, very pleasant feeling of love and affection. Right? Beautiful. Okay. In my case, I remember, in my case, that I lost my mother when I was 5. So it must be when I was 3, when I was 4, maybe 3 or 4. I remember that my mother in a very remote village, very simple, remote village, and I still remember a boulder, a rock. On this, then my mother used to sit, and the 3 children, and I was the youngest. And she would keep me in the middle, my sister, my brother, 2 of us together, and then she would sing a song. That is the most memorable, happy moment that I can imagine. This is so beautiful moment. You're getting it? Okay. So, whether or not, okay, why I ask this question to you? Anyone can connect me back to the main point? Anyone who remembers? No? Nicola? Huh? Of course, it's the Bodhicitta class. Of course, very precise.
That we learn quickly Bodhicitta, but it takes long time realize it. No?
Yes. Anyone else? No? You don't remember?
Ça rend heureux.
Huh?
C'est un bodhicitta rend heureux.
Bodhicitta makes us happy.
Soit les autres.
Les
autres.
Yes, 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 yes.
Un aller-retour de bonheur.
Yes, Ode. Chris?
Learning through real life experiences. What is Bodhicitta?
Okay. Anyone else?
Hi, Zee.
Yes, Eric?
We are all connected. The example gave was about people together. Isoliness and ocean, some connected people, not the present sensation or happy alone, but with another people.
No. Why did I say this? Why did I ask this question?
Yeah.
Anna Sophie?
We were talking, we want all to be happy, and I'm one of that person happy, and
Say it again. We all want to be happy and?
100%.
Thank you. This is the point, right? Okay. So we all should be, don't just enjoy, right? You also have the responsibility. So I'm checking. Okay, why I said this? Okay, this is the point, right? So we ask the question, what is the mind, which is that mind which is most fearless in this universe? Which is the most fearless mind in this universe? What is that mind? Wisdom of emptiness. And which is the most happy mind, which is the most beautiful mind? Bodhicitta. The question is whether or not we can have 100% happiness, whether or not we can get rid of the suffering, whether or not we can get rid of the miseries, whether or not we can get rid of the fear 100%. Answer is yes, with the help of the wisdom of emptiness. You getting it? Then whether or not we can have the, what do you want? You want happiness? What's your answer? Yes. What degree of happiness do you want? 10%, 20%, 100%? If possible, 100%. Then the question is whether or not we can have the 100% happiness question. And I said, don't say no, don't say yes. Right? Don't easily say yes, don't easily say no. So your job is, you have to check. I don't know, I have to check it. Right? So for that matter, then I ask this question. Right? Say, can you remember any moment, the most beautiful moment in your life, very happy moment in your life? Okay, this is actually very interesting, very interesting. Oftentimes, we as children of our parents, say as we grow older, the tendency for us to forget the parents' kindness. This is very common. Unfortunately, this is very common, right? In actuality, what I would say is that the fact that each one of us, we, of course, I'm not too sure about 100%.
Bien sûr, je ne sais pas si c'est 100%, mais au moins 90%, 95% des êtres humains sur cette planète ont l'expérience d'une connexion d'amour et d'affection avec leurs parents. Mais quand on grandit, 12, 14, 15 ans, 16 ans, ça devient...
Here, right? So this incredible, beautiful feeling of love and affection that you have towards your parents, particularly your mother, right? Is on the surface when you're age 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, on the surface. Then, as you become age 12, it goes a little down. 13, little down. 14, some people, very down. And 15, 16, very down. Almost most of the people, they say when you reach the age of what? 15, 16, this feeling of love and affection towards your parents, particularly your mother, it goes so deep down, it's not visible. It's like a hidden treasure. Right? It's not visible at all. Okay, so we don't. Whereas if you would go back in time, so when you were age, say the 30, 20, 15, 13, 12, 10, then this will come back. This come back. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, so dependent on your parents, so dependent, right? And then 3, very dependent. We are just like a small piece of flesh. So dependent, right? So there, then you see that the mother is the whole world for you. So when you see the prospect that you're going to be separate from your mother for even 1 hour, you cannot contain the fear. You will just, Okay, how many of you remember you haven't cried when you see the prospect, when you were very young, age 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, when you see the prospect of you getting separate from your mother for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours? How many of you cried? 1, 2, we've all cried. Why did you cry? Why did you cry? Why did you cry? Huh? It's like the end of the world. So with her, you feel so safe, so happy. The moment she's not there, then it's the end of the world. You're getting it? This is something which we have to work on, right? We have to work on this. This is so important for your own good, not for your mother's good. For your own good, we must have to work on this. So for that matter, there are 2 methods to cultivate bodhicitta, right? The point that I'm making here is that whether or not we can have the 100% happiness. You getting it? Okay. The moment they say what Ola was sharing with us, that at that point why I cried was because we see that with the separation from the mother is the end of the world. With the mother, everything of the world is there as long as my mother is with me. You're getting it? Okay. Which means that you are with the mother, you feel so comfortable, so happy. Okay. Why? Tell me. Why do you feel that happiness when you are with your mother? Not now. Now there may be complication. Right? When you were age 5, 6, 7, why do you feel so happy with the mother? Tell me, anyone? No experience.
Feel safe.
Feel very safe. Feel very safe, right? Okay. Feel very safe. What else? Yes, Nico?
Feel very loved.
Feel very much loved. Anyone else? No, Christoph, you translate to me.
The proximity.
Closeness. Feeling closeness. Very good. Yes. Anyone else? Huh? You feel yourself so special in a mother? Yes, that's very true. Anyone else?
When we have problems, we are there.
Yes, when you have the problem, right? This mother is always there, right? When I have any problem I have, this mother will take care of it. You're getting it? In other words, do you agree with me or not? Okay, this is where bodhicitta, practice of bodhicitta requires a tremendous creativity in your thought. You want to be very creative, right? Creative, but don't exaggerate. Creative doesn't mean you should be exaggerating, right? Oh, my mother is like the queen, my mother is like this. Don't exaggerate. We should be very realistic, which we have not been thinking about. The realities, many subtle realities, which we have never thought about. We bring them to make them so alive. You see the wonder of that. I personally, right? One of the best, if you ask me, what is your hobby? Right? Okay, I don't know if I have a hobby. But if somebody forces me, then what is your hobby? Tell me. Right? Okay, choose one hobby. I will say the hobby that would be just to observe the mother and the child's love and affection. Whenever I see the mother and the child close by, that is the moment I enjoy so much. I just sit there, just observe the mother's love towards the child, child's love towards the mother. This is what I enjoy so much. You're getting it? This is so precious. Okay. So with this, the point is, now tell me, okay, how many of you had experience of day one you were born on this earth? How many of you had experience of day one you were born on this earth?
experience, but we don't have the memory.
You don't have the memory. How many of you had that moment that you were born, day one, you were born on this earth? Huh? All of us. Okay, so that day, how many of you loved your mother? Day one you were born. How many of you loved your mother? Think I want everyone to be so realistic, right? Don't just say, no, I love my mother. Don't say like this. Day one you were born, how many of you love your mother? Right? And you don't love the nurses and people around you as much. You love the mother the most. Day one. How many of you? Huh? Day one. No, because you cannot distinguish your mother and other people. Day one. You are a new person on this earth. Right? Nobody could distinguish. You're getting it? Day one. I'm talking about day one. Day one, you are kept with, say the Altai. Altai is the Capuchin's son. Day one, I pick him up from Capuchin and give it to Daniela. Daniel, he will think that this is my mother. You're getting it? Day one. Okay, so the approach should be very realistic. So day one, in other words, what I'm saying is that day one, we're born, we have no clue who that the woman is. You getting it? Okay, now day two, year one, year two, year three, year four. Then what happens? The feeling of love becomes so intense. You agree with me? You agree with me? Okay, this is very important. We have to work on this part, invoking the experiences. That is so important. If you do that, you will see the wonder. You will see the wonder, right? If you don't do that, then Bodhicitta practice, right? You will never have the Bodhicitta practice, and then you will never appreciate this beautiful mind. How did I describe the two minds? The wisdom of emptiness is what? The most fearless mind. Don't forget it. This is so precious. You're getting it? We don't want fear. If you don't want fear, embrace the wisdom of emptiness. This is the most fearless mind. And what do you want? I want happiness. What is the most happy mind? Bodhicitta, the most beautiful mind. Wisdom of emptiness is not as beautiful as Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the most beautiful mind. You're getting it? This is the most beautiful mind. Okay, so what we're trying to do is finally, it doesn't matter. It's not just this mother of mine, my mother is not really, she sometimes unnecessarily creates problem on me, overprotective, always checking on me, where are you? Right? It just spoils my party with my friends. Right? Where are you? When are you coming? Right? Okay, don't think at that stage. Don't think at that stage. Go back in time. Okay. So the point that I'm sharing with you here is that how come that day one you were born, you did not have any clue, you did not have any feeling of affinity, love and affection towards the mother. Then after 3 years, after 4 years, you can't even imagine what Allah said. You can't even imagine that you're going to be separated from mother for 1 hour, 2 hours. Right? Okay, how many of you had, just raise your hands, how many of you had that experience? That seeing the prospect of you separating from mother for 1 day, half an hour, say 1 hour or whatever, and then you just started to cry, you feel so sad. How many of you had that experience? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Okay, how many of you did not have this experience? Okay, unlucky guys. Martin? Have experience? No experience? Okay, forgot the experience. Forgot the experience or you had no experience? Huh? Okay, so the point is that now what is important is let us, in fact I personally lost my mother at what age? 5. Still what I see is that finally I want maximum happiness. How many of you want maximum happiness? We all, right? Okay. Whether I have the experience of to be with my mother at age 7, 8, 9. I did not have that experience. Still, I want the maximum happiness. For that matter, from that point of view, right? So therefore, I personally enjoy just observing other people, the mothers taking care of their children, sacrificing for the children. This is what I enjoy the most, because there I can see the very pure love and affection. You're getting it? Very pure love and affection between the mother and the child. So this imagine that, okay, how many of you had that experience of, say, going to a new place and you don't know all the people around you, and people around you, they are not as nice? How many of you had that experience, raise hands? Okay, so then if you are to be in that place for quite some time,
Pour un certain temps, qu'est-ce qui va devenir? Vous allez en dépression.
yes,
Oui,
you go to
vous
depression.
allez en dépression.
Okay, then suddenly
Et donc, puis un jour, vous allez dans un autre endroit où
everyone is so
tout le monde est super cool, super gentil, vos amis, tout ça.
what's your feeling?
Qu'est-ce que votre sentiment? Vous êtes tellement soulagé.
You get with me? Okay, this is why this feeling of relief is coming to you, because of the feeling of love and affection towards the people around you. You getting it? Okay, now the point is that in the case of this child, who could not really leave the mother, even for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour like this, how come that this young child, my question to you, how come that this child, day when she was born, no difference. But after 3 years, 4 years, this child built such an intense feeling of closeness and love towards the mother. How come that this child built such a feeling of love and affection towards the mother? Okay, just raise your hands. Anyone? Anyone? Can you imagine? Yes?
Because she satisfied his needs.
Exactly. Okay, this is very important. In fact, the whole Bodhicitta teaching that we're going to do, so that will revolve around that part. What did she say? That all your she will meet all your aspirations. She will satisfy you with all your aspirations. Whatever aspirations that you have, whatever you want, she'll be there to give you that. You're getting it? Say, okay, I remember my nephew, my sister's son, right? I hope he'll not listen to this recording. Right? Okay. When he was very young, so now he's in his 20s. When he was very young age, I think like say 5, 6, 7, 8, when he comes to my place, to his uncle's place, he's well disciplined. Whatever I say, he will just do it right away. Wow, amazing boy. When his mother comes with him to my house, he never listens to me. Who cares, right? He doesn't really listen to me. I say, hey, you have to do like this. He just ignores. Right? Why? He is so different. Because with the mother, he feels so relaxed. He feels so, I can do anything. I don't want to listen to him. Why should I listen to him? Right? When the mother is not there, I have to listen to him. Otherwise, he may scold me. And there's nobody's there to protect me. Right? He may scold me. He may not give me gifts, presents. Right? With a mother, who cares whether he gives me a gift, present or not? It doesn't matter. Right? So this is how we feel so close, loving. Okay, so the answer given is that this is so important. Finally, all the Bodhicitta teachings that we're going to do over the next few days will revolve around that point. What is that point? Finally, how we build the love and affection towards others is when you feel how my feeling of love and affection, how I built love and affection towards my mother was because I saw that she is a source of all my happiness. What I need, she gives me. You're getting it? I'm hungry, she gives me food. I'm cold, she gives me clothing. Right? Then somebody else attacks me, she's there to defend me, right? I feel sad, she's there to console me, right? She is the source of everything for me. So in other words, you see that she is a source of benefit. You getting it? Therefore, feeling of love and affection, this is so important. This is going to be the crux, the essence of the mechanism, how the bodhicitta works, how the bodhicitta is built within us. Okay, what I'm paraphrasing again, right? The idea is that say the feeling, enormous feeling of love and affection. This feeling of love and affection is number one. Feeling of love and affection is your mind. Your mind. Okay, just see if you agree with me. You're getting it? I'll try to take step by step and see if you agree with me. One, feeling of love and affection. Feeling of love and affection is when your mind feels close. Let's say feeling of love and affection towards the other person like mother. When your mind feels close to the other person. Do you agree with me? Feeling of love and affection toward the other person means your mind feels close to the other person. Step one. Number two, my mind feels close to the other person means that my mind flows to the other person. Right? My mind flows to the other person very freely. Okay. How does my mind flow towards the other person freely? Is when the other person, hey Dorji, you're a stupid guy. When somebody says like this, will my mind flow or my mind will defend myself? What will I do? I'll defend. You're getting it? The moment somebody says you're a stupid guy, my mind will not flow. It will defend. It becomes defensive. So whereas somebody says, Dorji, you're so nice, right? Then, Dorji, you're so nice. You're hungry? Oh, I'll give you a cheesecake. Right? You're cold? No problem. I'll give you a coat. Oh, there's a rain? Oh, umbrella. Right? Okay. With this, then this young boy, he feels that, okay, whenever I have this problem, this, what conventionally known as the mother, this person is the one who always comes to give me, whatever I need. Okay, so you see that I get the maximum benefit from this person. So benefit means something which you like or something which you don't like. Something which you like. Like means your mind flows or your mind rejects. Your mind flows. So when you see the other person as a source of benefit, then your mind flows. If the benefit that you get is 40%, how much your mind will flow? Hey, if the benefit that you get from the other person is 40%, how much your mind will flow? Your mind will flow 40%, not 100%. And if the benefit that you get is 80%, how much your mind will flow? 80%. For example, say, this young boy of my nephew, if he is with me and a stranger person, his mind will flow towards me or towards the other person? Towards me, because that he feels that this person will give me 40%. Right? He gives me benefit, 40% benefit, not 100%. And when he is with me and my sister, then his mind will flow towards his mother or me, towards the mother, because this is the one who gives me 100%. Right? So, will flow towards that, not towards me. So the point is that the flow, how much benefit that you are getting, how much benefit that you're getting. If you feel, sometimes it's very pathetic, right? Some parents, they want to give everything to the child, yet the parents may not be skilled. Because of the lack of skillfulness, the children, they don't feel what you're feeling. Children, they don't feel that you are giving 100% happiness. So the children, they reject you. Right? Although the parents' side, you want to give maximum, give everything. But the children doesn't feel that. You're getting it? Okay. So the point is that when the other person feels that you're getting 100% benefit from the other person, then your mind flows towards that. Do you agree with me? How much flow? 10%, 100%? If you feel 100%,
Si vous ressentez 100% de bienfait d'une personne, vous allez vers elle à 100%. Si votre esprit va à 100%, donc c'est très important, quand votre esprit va à 100% vers votre mère, c'est le sentiment d'amour et d'affection incroyable. Vous pensez qu'il y a de la place pour la jalousie dans ce cas-là? Est-ce que vous pensez qu'il y a de la place pour la colère? Non. Ou de la colère pour de la cruauté? Ou pour de la corruption? Non. Kidnapping? Non. Tous ces sentiments d'amour et d'affection, toutes les négativités se dissolvent. Vous comprenez? C'est 100% de sentiments d'amour et d'affection. Donc l'enfant veut être si heureux, tellement heureux. Son esprit va à 100% vers la mère. Quand il voit la mère, il est tellement heureux. Vous êtes d'accord? Le point, c'est que c'est un bonheur que vous ressentez. Auquel degré?
is determined by what degree of love and affection that you feel towards others. You getting it? Okay. Some mothers, they describe like this. Say when they're at work, when they're at the job, when they're at the work, they're so tired, and the boss may not be so kind, right? Boss may not be so kind, and the boss may be, and the say for no reason just shouts at you, scolds you, and deadlines, and so forth. And then you're so tired, so exhausted. Then you go home, right? You go home, you meet your child, and your children, they embrace you, right? This is such a relaxing moment for you. So pleasant feeling, so good feeling for you. Okay. So the point is that, now imagine that if you're in a place where you're in a new place, unknown place, where you end up seeing that there's only one person who you know so well and you are friendly. Are you going to be happy or not? 100 people are there. Of these, only one person is what you feel close to. Are you happy or not happy? Huh? Happy or not happy? Huh? Only one person. The rest 99, they ignore you. Only one person is there who is there to help you, be friendly to you. Happy or not happy? Huh? Okay, right? Okay. Then you go to next place. Next place, it is like say the same place, say 10 people are replaced by another 10 people who you know so well. You are happy or unhappy? You know experience. Say 10 of the 100, only one person you know so well, and whatever feeling that you have. And you will say the other people, they may be bullying you, they may be just shouting at you, unkind towards you, and so forth. And suddenly you come to know that 10 people will be replaced by 10 people who you know so well, your friends. 10 friends are coming. You are happy or unhappy?
Happy.
Very happy, right? What would be like all the remaining, everybody just replaced by 100 friends of you? You are happy or unhappy? Happy is at home, right? Okay. So therefore the point is that when your mind feels a love and affection, that is when you feel happy. When your mind relaxes. So, say if your mind feels this love and affection towards 10 people, 10 happiness comes to you. When your mind feels love and affection towards 100 people, 100 happiness comes to you. When your mind feels love and affection towards infinite beings, what happiness comes to you? Hey, infinite happiness comes to you. This is what you are seeking. You're getting it? You're getting it? Don't expect people to love you. Don't expect people to love you so that you will be happy. Right? The secret of happiness is very simple. Oftentimes what we do is we wait for somebody else to love you. Right? We wait for somebody else to give you the benefit. This is where we are going wrong. This is what does not really happen. Sometimes it happens, many times it doesn't happen. Whereas you can give love to everyone. Right? You can give love to everyone. 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 You can give love to every right? The point is that when you don't love others, then your mind feels constricted. When your mind feels constricted, this is what is known as stress. What do you want? You want your stress? You want to release the stress. Stress. Release stress, right? So stress is nothing. Who made the stress? Your mind. Okay, sometimes physical stress. You overwork. There's the physical stress. This is one thing. Another one is mental stress. Mental stress is because of your mind, shrinking. Your mind does not flow. Your mind does not flow. Mind flows, not flows. Who decides? You decide. Of course, it's not easy. Through practice, you can do it. Your mind can flow to everyone. What the Ocean explained, that the Ocean did not know His Holiness the Dalai Lama, right? Just heard about him, and suddenly she saw him, and such a joy came to you, right? So likewise, that you cultivate this feeling of love and affection towards all. Love and affection towards all. I know you have one question. The question is, if I love for others, others will take advantage of me. This is your question. How many have this question? If I start loving others, if I show compassion towards others, then others will take advantage of me. Okay, this is a very common question. We can deal with this very easily. This is known as skillful compassion. You're getting it? Skillful compassion. It's not just the love, blind love. No, this is a skillful compassion, skillful love. Okay, now the point is that the bodhicitta, till 4. Okay, the bodhicitta is the mind which is most beautiful in nature. Most beautiful mind that exists in this universe is bodhicitta, right? And this bodhicitta is the one, the presence which gives you the maximum infinite happiness. Don't forget it, right? Okay, now the point is how to cultivate this bodhicitta. Before this, what is the lineage? What is the lineage of this bodhicitta? Okay. We'll come back at 5. Okay. So we will continue the next session. Yathavam gati gati paragati parasangati bodhisvahadyata Om gati gati paragati parasangati bodhisvahadyata Om gati gati paragati parasangati bodhisvaha. Okay, 3 prostrations.